Howdy, howdy, y'all. I'm Curtis Sunset.
And I'm Leo Halston.
And this is Weathering Rainbows. Howdy, y'all, and welcome back to another episode of Weathering Rainbows. We have a big month here. It is February now. It's been a bit since Leah and I have been able to record, but we've got a lot of episodes coming out in the next few days, all in rapid fire, coming in a week. We've got 3 episodes, 2 this week, and then our season finale on Valentine's Day. Yeah,
Valentine's Day.
I don't know if you like Valentine's Day. I'm mixed on it. So I've had good ones and bad ones.
I'm not a fan of Valentine's Day, but it is what it is. I've only had one Valentine, and that's when I was in a relationship, and that's the only thing I've ever received anything referring to Valentine's Day from.
Yeah.
So it's just another day.
Yeah, I feel like it's like a Christmas where, like, you always, if you're dating somebody, for some reason you always have trouble right before, and you always end up breaking up like right before big days. I don't know if other people have that problem.
We don't know. Honestly, this Valentine's Day will be kind of amazing because I will be in Nashville at the Dua Lipa concert.
Ooh, now that sounds fun. That's are you taking a crew or are you going by yourself?
Yeah, I actually got invited because
a wild time.
Here's the story. I got invited at last minute because my friend broke up with his boyfriend, and now that ticket became available for the princess. Thank you.
See, there you go. So you're benefiting from someone's breakup. I see how that works.
I'm doing 2 concerts this week. February 11th, we have Patti LaBelle, Gladys Knight, and Stephanie Mills at the one of the convention things here. Oh yeah. So Friday, I'm going to see Patti LaBelle, and then Monday, Dua Lipa. Get it, girl? Yes.
Ooh. That'll be awesome. I'm jealous. I don't know what I'm doing on Valentine's Day yet. I might just be by myself and watch a movie. So, not quite as fun, but we'll see what happens. I mean, that's a work day for me.
It's a work day for me too.
It's hard to,
but I'm off.
Yeah, so it's hard.
So just don't watch any of Jennifer Lopez's movies or anything on Lifetime.
I'm gonna watch all sad movies. Yeah. I get a kick out of it. I love romantic sad movies.
On Valentine's Day, for the past couple of years, I've been watching horror movies.
Now that's a twist. I don't know that I can get behind that.
I've been watching horror movies, sitting on the couch, eating chocolate.
Now chocolate I can get behind, but not watching horror movies on Valentine's Day. I don't watch horror movies on Halloween.
Since we're talking about Valentine's Day, are we talking chocolate as in the candy or chocolate as in the men?
I guess that's something we'll just have to find out.
I do think our audience want to know.
Oh, well, maybe that's a season 3 Kickstarter. What all is Curtis into?
Okay, I think yes.
Yeah, that'll bring them back, right?
I don't think we've ever had that episode. What?
We have not. We have not talked about everything that we have dabbled in. So,
all right, let's get this started.
All right. Well, on this episode, we do want to highlight Black History Month. It's the first episode we're putting out in February, and obviously that's something so important that we need to highlight more of. And on our Instagram stories, if you go there, you can check out our highlights where we are highlighting about one person a day Black queer person that has made a lot of impact in our history. One of which was James Baldwin. If you've never read Giovanni's Room, definitely go pick up a copy. That was the very first book that I ever saw and read that depicted a scene of homosexuality and bisexuality. So I support any type of literature that has that in it. But
yeah, I'm excited. This is a very important month for my culture and my people. I'm still learning every year about Black history. I just watched the movie Aretha featuring Jennifer Hudson. If you have not seen Aretha, for the month of February, I challenge everybody out there to at least watch one movie featuring an African American, female or male. Aretha, Jennifer Hudson portraying Aretha was amazing. There's so many. There's The Color Purple. There's so many movies that's featured this month that we can watch. My favorite is Aretha. Jennifer, I didn't know Aretha lived the life she lived, and to watch these biographies and documentaries, I'm at awe.
Yeah, no, there's a ton of.
Oh my God,
ones.
yeah.
I mean,
Malcolm X, just taking it back. Malcolm X, I Lee with Will Smith. There's so many movies to watch.
Yeah, Harriet.
Oh my God!
Recently, that was so. Oh my God! Just amazing.
I watched that and I was like, wow! Yeah.
And there's a lot of those stories. You learn so much with everything that you watch or read. I've just posting some of the things and kind of getting a refresher on some of the people that I've learned about. Has just been whoa, they did that too,
and ask questions if you have just ask questions and be educated, honestly on it. It's crazy.
If people aren't reading and learning about Black history, then they need to do that, because it's honestly, it's so inspirational that a race of people has been able to go through so much struggle. And I mean, you think about everything and every generation that has made it up to here, and your whole family dating back to all this time has survived that. And it's just amazing to me. Definitely go and learn about Black history. Go check out our Instagram to learn about some of the queer Black people that we are highlighting. And then I will also comment and say that Queer Kentucky's done a really good job of highlighting local Black people in the community that are making big changes and big things for the queer community. So
really a huge shout out to Queer Kentucky and with everything that they do. And I do have an interview coming up with them as well.
That'd be awesome. So definitely check those out. What's been going on in your life, Leah? It's been forever since we've talked.
So. I just realized I am a busy individual. I
feel that.
I have the show. I have play. I have the hospital, and this coming weekend I start foster care training for 10 weeks. So I'm excited about it, and this is going to be the biggest highlight in my life is becoming certified to be a foster parent. Something I've always wanted to do, because there's kids out there that need to be loved, and it's just something dear to my heart. And I love kids. I wanted to be a teacher. There's so many things I wanted to do, but I always fall back on being a showgirl or drag queen. I want to be a teacher. I want to be a police officer. If you know me, y'all know I'm a hard knot.
But you got a soft start.
But I would.
They just don't see it all the time.
I think I would have made a great lawyer or a great police officer or a judge. So, but kids is something I'm always dear to. They are our future, and I love the kids. So I'm happy that I've made a step towards the journey of becoming a foster parent. And I can't wait.
That's amazing.
I'm excited to get my first kid. I'm so excited to get my first kid.
That's going to be awesome. And I don't think you are the perfect candidate for something like that. I mean, your heart's in the right place and you want, you want nothing more than to benefit those kids. So I love that.
It's hard for me because I'm going back to things that I stay up late thinking about. There's people that met the bad side of me, the angry side of me. So when I made the post that I'm going to foster care, I stayed up late one night thinking, I know these people that seen that side of me is like, she's getting into foster care with that attitude,
Well, I think, you know what? I think this is the perfect, we are jumping right into the Weathering Rainbow segment because this is such an important topic. And I'm going to get on my soapbox here, but there are so many people out there that are concerned about the way they've acted in the past or something affecting how people are going to view them raising children or following a dream that they've never tried for before. I'm not raising kids right now, but I had that whenever I started this show, I have a past. People know that past. I'm not the perfect little lawyer person that everyone thinks I am. But you got to get past that because here's the thing, in your heart where you want to be and what you can do for those kids. And whenever I jumped into this show, I knew the purpose of what we were getting into. So that's the important part. You need to constantly reflect. Who cares? Who gives a flying fuck about people judging your past or your attitude or, that one night where you blacked out drunk and you did something stupid because that wasn't you. That wasn't you. That was you under the influence or that was you allowing yourself a little too much fun. But at the same time, that you're going to treat these kids like princesses and princes, and that's what they need in their life. So make a benefit for them. Who cares about the other people judging you?
Kids are different. If you ever see me around a kid, you will know I love children. And one thing is I'm open because every time I talk about this, people say, what age? I'm not doing an age. All those kids that are in foster care need somebody to love them. I'm open. I'm open to whoever and what age they send me. I'm opening my home to them.
One of the most inspirational things I've ever seen with a foster care relationship and stuff was, this guy got a kid at the kid was 16 and a half or something. And, so almost aging out of the system of foster care, going to be on their own. And this kid had a lot of trouble in his life, a lot of trauma, and a lot of those foster kids do. I mean, they've gone through a lot, just like you and I have with our sexuality and coming out. They've gone through things that are much different, not having a loving and supportive family to be with all the time. But this guy, he got some marbles and he said, these are how many days that you have left until you're 18. What you choose to do with these days is going to help you or hurt you once you turn 18 and you become an adult. But these are the marbles that I'm promising that I'm going to spend these days with you and help you. And I'm going to be here for you. And that changed that kid's life because he finally had somebody to be yes, this person cares about me, you know? So you're going to do amazing things. I'm so excited for you.
To the listeners out there, I'm going to do my best to try to document my journey. Training started this week, so I'm going to do my best because I definitely want you guys a part of this journey.
I think it's going to be so impactful.
So enough about me. What's going on with you?
Well, I'm not adopting a kid or fostering a kid. I can tell you that much. I'm not
you're
ready
going to be
for
an uncle.
That.
Listen.
Yeah, I'm uncled out right now. I have 6 already, and I'm telling you, they're over here all the time. But they're learning so much about just life, and I do like to watch that and see that. No, I've mostly I have been working so much lately. January is just the busiest time of year for everything that I'm doing. And I'm planning out season 3. We have a retreat coming up, which is exciting to unveil all the things that we're going to be doing. And I have contacted so many people about the show, and we are starting to get funding for the show and different things like that. That's above and beyond what I dreamed. So it's just so exciting. And I'm in this like euphoric stage, like not like Euphoria, the show, but but I'm in this euphoric stage of like looking around, because I'm so used to like, there's always somebody that's like going to pull like the rug out from under me. Like, I feel like that's been my life. I've had that happen to me a lot. So it's like, I'm looking for like, okay, what's going to go wrong, you know? So, but right now things are going great. We're wrapping up this season, and I know next season is going to be so tremendous compared to even what we've been able to do so far. We have a big surprise coming up that I will announce this next episode about our season finale.
Y'all not ready.
Our biggest guest yet, for sure.
Sure. Oh, and they're going to go in.
It was so exciting to have this person, like such a nice person. So I'm excited. But you don't get to know until the next episode about that.
Valentine's Day. Yes.
On this episode, though, we do have a tremendous guest, and her name is TAYZZY. If you have not listened to this girl's music, oh my God, go listen to her music on Spotify. She's from Louisville, Kentucky, a 19-year-old who, I'm telling you, and I'm not even biased because she was on the show. Whenever I heard her song, I said, we got to have her, because this is going to be one of those people that blow up. Like, overnight, going to be like the next like Cardi B.
You're right.
Or
I listened to it, and I'm like a fan. Like, I was like, what?
I if you had not told me, because like I'm not, I listen to a lot of variety of music, but like I could not. If you played 10 songs, I couldn't.
The
name
R&B,
the artist
the R&B side, yeah.
But if you played like her song Gelato, I would straight up think that she was like already in
the artist
or something.
Already in the artist, it's amazing. Like, I listened. I was like, okay, this is going somewhere. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, we don't even have to like try to hype her up, because we're literally like, we are hyped for her. So
no, I am.
On that note, though, like I do want to hop over to her interview. Bear in mind, she's only 19 years old, and she's already doing some pretty big things. So I hope you all enjoy this interview with TAYZZY. Howdy, y'all, and welcome back to the interview segment of Weathering Rainbows, where we get to interview some cool people and that are out there doing amazing things for our LGBTQ plus community. Today, we have an awesome up-and-coming star, in my opinion. I really enjoyed her music that she's been releasing, and I encourage all of you to go out and listen to it. But we have TAYZZY. That's TAYZZY on Spotify and Apple Music and those kind of places. But I'm going to let Tay introduce herself and tell us a little bit about her music.
My name is TAYZZY, but you can call me Tay. I grew up in Louisville, Kentucky. I love Kentucky. I have a real strong connection to Kentucky, and it's just a part of who I am. And I also love sweet tea. And sweet tea is just not here in California now, so it's a weird situation.
Right.
Yeah, I've been making music since I was about 10 years old. Started taking music more serious when I was about 14, around 13 years old. I love music. I play a lot of instruments. It's a miracle. Music's a miracle. I'm glad that we have music, because I don't know who I'd be without it.
So where did you get the name TAYZZY from?
Honestly, I have no clue. I do remember that me and my friends went to our first studio session at a professional studio, and we were like, so what are you going to call yourself? And that was like the weirdest thing. So I was like, I've never thought about this before. What am I supposed to call myself? So I was just like, TAYZZY. First thing that came on my TAYZZY. Nice and simple. Nice and simple.
Hey, it's super catchy. I like it. I think it'll catch on. So
thank you.
So obviously you're from Kentucky, and you have now moved out west, and you're pretty new out there. So what's been your experience so far?
The energy is way different. The energy is so different from Kentucky. I feel like I'm walking and I don't feel watched. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I don't feel watched. I feel like everybody stays in their lane. I do me, they do them. Nobody speaks until they're spoken to. And the food's great. Scenery is great. There's palm trees everywhere. I love palm trees. It's not cold, but it gets really cold at night. I'm not gonna lie, it gets really cold at night. But it's just amazing. It's amazing.
Well, it's freezing here, so I'm a little envious of you out there. So,
yeah.
So you're originally from Louisville. You grew up there. Tell us about the music industry, kind of like within Louisville, because that's something a lot of our listeners probably don't know about.
Well, I can say that the music industry in Louisville is rising very fast. I actually just recently talked to an AR that teaches at my school, and he was talking about Jack Harlow and 2K Baby. I even mentioned my friend Blasian. I don't know if you've heard of Blasian, but mentioned him about it. Like, Louisville has so much talent, and it goes unnoticed because Louisville is a small city, but it's so big at the same time. And
you've obviously got 4 songs out that I know of. You just released a new one called Complicated. And do you write your own music, or? I
do write my music. Yeah. Okay. I don't make my beats though yet. Not yet.
Okay. I've noticed like a lot of yours is very inspired from the fact that you're part of the LGBTQ community. Mm-hmm. Can you tell us about your experience growing up and coming out?
Yeah, my experience went really well. Sadly, I didn't tell my parents. I was dating this girl in 6th grade, and we kept it on the low, wasn't trying to have nobody find out. And then my teammate that I played basketball with was like, hey, you see them over there? That's KK's girlfriend, because I went by KK. My parents were like, what?
Oh, wow.
And so I go home, and my mom's like, so, you have anything you want to tell us? And I'm like, no. I mean, I scored a lot tonight. did you see that? And she's like, well, your friend said that you're dating so-and-so. So right there and then, heart stopped. I was like, yep, no, let's just turn around, forget about it. I don't know what you heard. It's not true. And so the next day, I thought about it, and I was like, yeah, it's true. I do date her. Woot, woot, woot. And she's like, all right, that's cool. She took it very well. The only thing that my mom didn't take so well was me dressing like masculine. I don't want to say man, because it took a little while for her to get used to that, but she accepts me for who I am now, and that's all that matters. Yeah.
That's great. That's great that you had that experience and that she was so loving with that. And I do find it interesting. Like sometimes parents that are pretty accepting of sexuality, they do have an issue with like gender expression and the attire that people wear. Is that something that you still do, or is that something that she's kind of grown to accept over time?
Yeah, she's grown to accept. I don't dress as masculine as I used to. I've kind of got in touch with my feminine side. But all my clothes are still men's clothes. But I make it look, like me.
So how has that been within the music world so far? Obviously, you sing a lot about LGBTQ related issues. Mm-hmm. And how has the acceptance been within kind of that musical sphere?
Personally, it's been good. I haven't had any like backlash or like, don't do that, don't say that. That hasn't happened to me yet. I will say that sometimes how do I explain this? That sometimes the studio energy is different when I'm in the room with certain people. They don't say anything, but you can tell. You can tell. Yeah. And there has been times where people don't know that I am of the LGBTQ community, and they'll try to like flirt or say certain things, and then it's like awkward. And then I just have to explain myself. But once I get past that part, they're like, oh, okay, cool.
Who all have you had the privilege of working with so far and has kind of helped your musical career kick off?
I haven't really worked with a lot of people. I have talked to a lot of people, though, like Blasian, some songwriters that write for like Chris Brown, Keisha Cole, all those big people. My teachers, I'd say right now, my teachers are the source of it all, because I go to Los Angeles Film School, and there's like a other part that's called the Los Angeles Recording School. It's just like, I don't know, it's weird. And most of my teachers are already in the industry. So when I'm going through these classes and I'm learning, I'm also learning about the industry more than just my major. And then my teachers will give me advice. They listen to my music, they love it, and then we just go from there. I feel like that's something that helps.
But you started in Louisville, so the producers and stuff that are in Louisville, how did you kind of get into that musical world there?
A studio called Coast Music Studios, and that's where I recorded my songs majority of the time. He's helped me major, like above and beyond. He's helped me. He's helped me with my songwriting, my ear training, the notes. He's mentored me. He shows me marketing strategy, and man, I honestly don't know where I'd be without him. Now when we're talking about it, he's helped me so much. I just got off the phone with him not too long ago, and I was talking to him about everything that's been going on in California and stuff.
Who, as far as in the music world, would you say is like your major influences on your own music and writing?
I'm more towards Machine Gun Kelly.
Okay.
Back, if we're looking at older times, like, because I listen to classic rock, I'd have to say Aerosmith.
Okay.
Yeah, those two. And then Doja Cat too. Yeah, Doja Cat.
I definitely got that vibe so on that one, but I didn't see Aerosmith coming, so that's an interesting pick.
Yeah.
So, okay. Let's talk about how you go about writing your songs. Do you feel like your LGBTQ like story helps you write those songs, or is it something that is just a part of your life that's just infiltrated no matter what?
More just a part of my life, but it does have an impact on like me being queer. I do write because of that. So like certain things that I write about my experiences and my relationships. So if we're talking about that, then yes, it is kind of queer related when I write. But when I go about my songs, it's really just about how I feel. Music's an outlet for me. So I'll just put a beat on, hum some melodies, and just start jotting stuff down. And that's how you create the best, just right when it comes.
What kind of advice would you give for members of the LGBTQ community that may be going into music and that sort of thing?
I say going strong, going like you already own it, because this industry is huge, and the way it's rising, especially in the LGBTQ community, this is the time. This is the time to embrace yourself, embrace your sexuality, embrace what you believe in. Especially with music, like that's just, as human beings, that's just the language. This language that we all speak is music.
I saw a quote from Years and Years that they said there was a time before Lil Nas X and a time after Lil Nas X, and how he's just totally transformed the music industry when it comes to LGBTQ music. It's like the whole industry is trying to catch up to him now. Do you kind of feel that way?
I feel that way. His album, Montero, I swear I had that on repeat for the first 2 months it came out. I love that, especially Lost in the Cadell. I don't know if that's how it That's what it says. That's my favorite. And yeah, I love it. He has changed the industry, especially in the LGBTQ field. Yeah, like you said, people are trying to keep up, but I don't think we're gonna be able to keep up with him yet. He's going. He's going.
Yeah. And he doesn't seem to want to stop. So he's
I don't blame him.
So yeah. One thing when you had, I think, tagged us in a post, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna check this out, check out our music and stuff. And when I listened to it, I'll be honest, I was shocked because I'd never heard of you yet, obviously. But I was like, this is something I could easily see on the radio. Like, I listened to Gelato like 15 times to that day. So
Thank you.
I enjoyed that kind of that kind of music. Another thing we do on this show is we do a segment called The Heap of Trouble, which is basically like what has been one of the most comedic things that has happened to you in the LGBTQ community. And it can be anything really that's happened because of your experience.
I got a good one. It was the first time I ever went to play, actually. I had finally met Gilda for the first time. And of course I smoked before I came, got a little of adult juice in my system, and I went to play with my friends. And I'm in the middle, because the stage is in the middle, that little runway. I'm right there, and she is hosting the show. And I'm telling you, I fell in love with Gilda the first time. I was like, yep, I'm coming here every weekend. And so there I am, giving my little ones, my little fives, I give it all to Gilda because that's my favorite. So I'm just like, and
yeah.
She looks at me. She's talking because, she's stalling for the rest of the people to get ready. She's talking. She makes eye contact with me, and she's like, who's first time? Me, my little hand goes up. And she says, you look underage, a virgin, and you look like you're messed up. And at that moment, I'm start flowing in the crowd. You know that that Simpson meme where he's just going in the bushes? I'm just fading in the crowd. I was like, the first time. Now everybody knows I'm underage technically, and now what am I supposed to do from here? But it was funny because at that moment, I was just living. Yeah. It was fun. I was meeting new people. I was dancing, but at the same time, it was kind of embarrassing. But yeah, that's probably my favorite memory. I'm not good at describing how it exactly went, but that was
I've
funny.
been to play enough to know exactly how it went because I've seen it happen too many times to too many people.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I totally get it. I was at play this past weekend for a friend's birthday, and I was actually having a heart-to-heart moment with Gilda backstage, and we were talking all about her future plans and all kinds of stuff. So yeah, Gilda's amazing. She's such a great performer and just individual in general, doing a lot of great things. Mm-hmm. I love that story.
Yeah, I love Gilda.
Do you have some do's and don'ts for?
I do. I have some do's and don'ts of songwriting.
Sweet. That is a great one. So let's kick it over to you to give us some do's and don'ts on songwriting.
So my first do when you're writing a song is always start with your chorus. Always start with your chorus. I have a thing called a 3-step technique where I start with my title. I have an outline of words that I'm going to use. So let's say the title is called Patience in Paradise. Okay. What kind of words do you think would go in Patience in Paradise? What kind of words do you think about?
Heaven and quiet and I don't know.
Beaches, palm trees,
relaxing,
the sun, ice cream, So I got to build my chorus off of that. So I'm like, patience in paradise, you're on my mind, you're on my mind. It's like patience in paradise, you're on my mind. And then you just build your chorus, start with your chorus, and then you build your verses. And the reason why I say start with your chorus is because most of the time for most people, your chorus is the hardest part of the song. That is the part of the song that people are going to remember. That's the part of the song that brings people in. So, and verses are also hard. Easier. They're easier to write. For me, I'm the opposite. I can write choruses like that, but when it comes to verses, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. And yeah, so that's one do. I say, don't be scared to rewrite. I feel like as an artist, when we start writing and we have this idea going and you mess up and you come back to it the next day and you're like, well, dang, it's not as good as it was yesterday. Now you're deleting all your stuff and never coming back to it. Rewrite it. Find some new inspiration, you know? Find things that inspire you. Find feelings that you don't know that you don't think you feel, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And that's a big thing for me. That's a big thing for me. Another don't make your melody sound too similar to your verses. You always want your songs to be diverse within the melody, kind of. And what I mean by that is, let's say my melody is da 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 da. You don't want to bring your verse and be like, I just did this little interview, don't you talk, you know, and then you go in your chorus, it sounds the same, you know, so I'm going to be like, yeah, that's not for me. I need you want something that starts off like, can we go and ride today? Don't cry today. Why you gotta say what you say? And then you go, but now I can't breathe. Da, 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 da. You feel me?
Yeah.
You want to keep going like that and change it up. You always want to keep changing it because our ears are like always listening. Like, of course, but they're always looking for changes.
Yeah.
They don't stay the same. This is in 1985 where our ears haven't been tuned to certain frequencies. And, you know, like back in the day, you could sing out a pitch and it'd be like out there, viral.
Right.
Viral.
Yeah.
And it's not even in key. But nowadays, everybody hears that. Everybody hears it. Whether you're a music person or somebody that does art or anything, I don't know, whatever you're into, they'll hear it for sure. So yeah.
What's your opinions? Obviously, there's some great artists that use like auto-tune and stuff like that. So.
Oh yeah, I'm an artist that uses auto-tune all the way. Proud to say it. I say it. Now, people mistake auto-tune for. I feel like when people hear auto-tune, they think of T-Pain because that's who I think about when I hear auto-tune. Auto-tune isn't necessarily like that. That's just a high level of auto-tune. You can change how much auto-tune you have. So most of my songs, they don't have a lot of auto-tune, but enough to where my pitches will go where they need to be.
Yeah, I think it's a tool that a lot of artists use. It's just we do think of like T-Pain because I think he was on like Masked Singer or something and had to do actually sing for Masked Singer, and it was just weird because you were like, that's T-Pain and he could sing really well, so he used this heavy auto-tune all the time and people just couldn't like wrap their heads around it. So
yeah, for sure. And what most people don't know is that most artists in the industry use auto-tune, and they also use a software called Melodyne, which Melodyne, you go into their vocals and you can basically tweak their notes and stuff. Like Adele, I'm pretty sure her engineer uses Melodyne. Chris Brown, Melodyne. Alicia Keys, probably uses Melodyne. I don't know. She can really sing. Even if you can really sing, most engineers will use Melodyne because there are going to be some times where your keys aren't matching or notes aren't matching and you need to get it to where it needs to be.
Do you have the problem of like listening to your music and wanting to constantly change it even after you've released it? Is that just a book author thing, or is that a musician thing too?
It is, but for my case, it's a little different. I won't release my music until I'm 100% satisfied. But behind the scenes, oh yeah, I'll listen to that until I figure out every wrong thing in that song, even if it's just a little doop. Nope. Get that out of there. Yeah. Because sometimes things sound good in the moment, and then you listen to it the next day, it don't sound the same, and then you're changing it. But
I totally get that. That's a lot of discipline and dedication to music there to have that too. So
yeah.
If you had the opportunity to pick like 2 artists to get to do a song with, like your first ever like major collaborations, which artist would you choose?
The Kid Laroi, and Doja Cat.
Okay. What's your reasoning for those 2? I
love the Kid Laroi. I feel like I feel drawn to him with his music. Like his kind of music is the kind of music that I want to make. Like that sound is what I want. So he does influence me. That's another one that influences me, but he's kind of fourth, not third, like fourth. But yeah, he's dope. His creativity is dope. The way he thinks is dope. Like, man, I watched some like videos on YouTube about him. Like, he's so intelligent for his age, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
And Doja Cat, it's just Doja Cat. Who would want to do a song with Doja Cat?
Right?
What?
That's a perfect pick. Yeah, I think anybody would choose that one. So
right.
Well, kind of going off of music here, I want to kick back a little bit about your growing up, and obviously you came out at a very young age. What fears did you have about coming out, and like not just to like your parents, but like the general community? I mean, you're from Kentucky, so yeah, I know you probably had some preconceived notions about what LGBTQ community was going to be like.
I think I came out to the public first before my parents. I was very out and open to the public at that young age. It was more my parents because, they're your parents. You don't want them to be mad at you or upset with you.
Right.
I really haven't had as much backlash as
that's good
as most people would think.
I think, one of the things that we should point out is you did grow up in Louisville. So Louisville, even though it is in Kentucky, it is a lot more accepting and promoting of the LGBTQ community than a lot of like your rural areas within Kentucky.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that you're not going to face some issues along the way, or even just that underlying like unknown of how someone's going to feel about you, So that's always why I like to ask those kind of questions, just to see how different people reacted. I want to go a little bit into a few of your songs. Obviously, Gelato, I've already mentioned. But there's another one that I really liked that was Intoxicated. That one actually, there's a very much an LGBTQ like theme in that one. Tell us about the time writing that song. How did that song come to be?
You know that, hey, you, I don't like your boyfriend. You know that song? That's where I got that from.
I loved it.
Yeah, I needed that. I don't know. It was a moment. I was talking to this girl. She was dope. And I was just in a happy mood. I was intoxicated. I was intoxicated with all that energy. I was intoxicated with all the feelings that I'm feeling. Like, it's just love. I'm intoxicated with love. I was like, that's what I was in. And I remember that studio session. I was just jumping around in the studio. That's why when you heard me rap, I was over here laughing, and you could hear it. You could hear the fun that I was having within that song.
Yeah. I could tell, like, the energy in that one, it just put you in such a good mood, or at least it did me. Just from, it reminded me, and this is going to show my age, but like Todrick Hall did a song a long time ago with Joseph Gordon-Levitt. And Todrick Hall was like, Joseph Gordon-Levitt just brings everything. Like, he never does anything 90%. It's always like 115. Like, so he walks into the studio and he just like, he's ready to hit the chorus. Like, he's gung-ho. And like, that was the vibe it was giving me. It was like you were totally ready to record that song, and the energy you brought was just like at 120%. So I really like it, and it definitely gave me that hey you type of vibe. So you just wrote "Complicated." Tell us a little bit about that one.
Man, that song I was going through. I was in a relationship around like 2019 or whatever. It was genuine, and I feel like a lot of people don't truly know how I felt about the situation. And even though I messed up, it was just, I was young, stupid. Like, I've never believed in right person, wrong time so much in my life. And it hits me to this day.
Yeah.
And like, I think this year, just a whole lot of stuff happened, and it was just complicated. It was so complicated because nothing was gonna change. Like, nothing. I don't know what was like what I was thinking, but nothing was gonna change. So I just had to make peace with it and just understand that this gets complicated. It just gets complicated, and it just keeps getting more complicated. As long as I keep entertaining it, it's just going to get more complicated. That song it's complicated. It's complicated.
Yeah, I get it. That's one thing I really can tell with your music is the lyrics are very, you can tell whatever you're singing about you have gone through. Like, and that's something I don't see from a lot of artists out there, in the sense of like, they can pick up a song and sing it, but it's not that pure emotion, and I get that from your music. So
yeah, complicated was the one.
That's a good way to make you talk a little bit more about the queer experience there. What advice would you have for young LGBTQ people going through their first few like real relationships?
Slow down. Especially if you're a lesbian. Slow down. We move too fast. Slow down. It's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. Don't just slow down. Like,
that's good.
Yeah, slow down.
We get that some in gay world too, but I know lesbians tend to move a lot quicker than we do. So tell us a little bit about recording school and what you're going through now. What's that experience been like?
Oh, it's great. It just sucks that I can't be on campus now. I moved here because they were opening up the school again, and when I got here, they closed it back down, and now I can't go on campus. But other than that, it's amazing. You get to meet dope people that love the same thing as you. And you have teachers that love the same thing as you. They want to see you succeed. And what I've learned overall is that this industry is huge. Huge. People got to realize that there are people making 10 figures a year. I don't even, like millions. And they're not even big.
Yeah.
They're nobody really knows them, but there's songwriters, there's producers, there's engineers, there's publishing, there's so much to it. And people think that, oh, I'm famous, I got this and I got that's what you need to be in the industry. No, I'm in the industry. I'm in the industry right now as we're speaking, but I'm just not famous. Not famous,
and
but
I think that is a very good point. Like, we always think about the lead singers and everything, but music is such a collaboration. Like, there are so many technical aspects that go on behind the scenes of that person that's in the front getting all the glory and stuff a lot of times. And I mean, that's even true with what we do. Like, there's editing and everything in the background. It's not just about the people doing the interviews or Leah and I chit-chatting every time. So it's I definitely get that. How complicated has that been since you're trying to make music, but everything's shutting down again? And it seems like that's happened a lot in your generation these past pivotal years of really kicking off. How's that affected you?
I feel like it's affected me in a good way. And that sounds, it's probably not the right response to most people, but music has like got me through this. I feel more connected to music now that this COVID situation has happened. I've had to learn how to make music, like produce and stuff. I've learned how to engineer. I've had to learn how to do it on my own. And that's dope for me. Like, I would have never thought that I'd be where I'm at here 2 years ago when COVID started. I'd probably still be at a university passed out on some sorority's front yard if it wasn't for COVID, you know? I probably wouldn't be at the school if it wasn't for COVID.
So that is a great way to look at it, for sure. I will say COVID, I think, has made us all a lot more like we have to do things more ourselves than rely on the collective, collaborations with a lot of people. With music, though, I feel like it would be very difficult because you are trying to do a lot of collaborative things a lot of times with other artists. And if you're at a school, like, I feel like a lot of that stuff is almost, you got to be taught hands-on, and you're not able to really do that. So has it progressed to the point where online courses are really as effective, like when it comes to music and learning that trade?
I've been online since I've graduated high school. This stuff is cake.
Really?
It's easier to be online personally for me, especially as a musician. So, like, all my softwares that I get from the school is on my computer. They sent us a tech kit, and it comes with a microphone, 2 studio monitors, a MacBook, headphones, an interface, all the softwares that I need. So I got it all in my hands, and I'm just being taught. So I really am doing it hands-on. I'm just listening through a screen.
Yeah. It's definitely been an interesting experience. I mean, something I could not even comprehend at your age, trying to learn everything online the way it is now. But, that's the way I've taught myself the past few years is learning most of this stuff online and how to produce it myself. So I commend you for doing that at your age.
I am working on something that I've finally produced myself, if you would like to hear it.
Sure.
I wrote a song, like I kind of said the title earlier. It's called Patience in Paradise. It's not finished, but basically I'm talking about my transition from Kentucky to California and having to be patient for blessings and being successful. So this song, let me give you backstory. It's the first song that I've ever produced, mixed, and wrote all in one, and I think it's pretty good for somebody that's like there,
Yeah,
where I'm at now. So
here.
It's like a star in the sky, it's waiting to fly away. There's patience in paradise. You're on my mind again. You're on my mind. There's patience in paradise. You're on my mind again. You're on my mind. Yeah. Patience.
Yeah, I don't know why you're not blown up yet. I'll be honest. Like, that's everything I've heard from you is just it's already there. Like, I would have never guessed that it was a beginner ever. So yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing that one once it actually comes out too. So
it'll be a little while.
Yeah,
it'll be a little while.
Well, I'm glad we got to hear a little bit of it. So, but yeah. we'll jump into this pot of gold question, but I'm definitely just, as far as your musical career, I'm so looking forward to seeing where you're going to go, because I think you've got a big future ahead of you. So we do a segment called Pot of Gold. It's where you get to ask me one final question, and then I ask you one final question to kind of wrap up the show.
What's the most embarrassing thing that you've ever said or done on a date?
Oh. Oh, God. This one's going to get me in trouble. Like, that's not even, it's really bad. This is not going to be good. People are going to think of me in a different light, but I'm going to tell it because I have to. I have to be honest. So, all right. So there was a time in my life whenever I was basically talking to two people at once. I was like casually dating both of them, not like dating yet, but like talking to them. And like, it was just really complicated because I met them both like around the same time and stuff like that. So I was talking to one, I was going on a date with another one. And it was like our first date, first time I'd ever met this boy in person. And I was like taking him to like Old Spaghetti Factory and, doing all this. I had to go into the mall to like grab something from a friend. And then like I left my phone in my car. Well, my phone beeps and I get a text from the other person that I had been talking to. Lo and behold, I didn't realize kind of at the time, but those two guys had been talking. So all of us were talking to each other without the other ones knowing. And this blew up drastically because basically like he learned that I had stayed the night before at this other guy's house. And now I was on a date with him. So by far, biggest mistake I've ever made, other than just like not being a good person during that time and doing those kind of things, biggest mistake is never leave your phone in the car on a first date with the date sitting there and you not there, because these are the kind of trouble that you can get into. Don't do it.
Wow. Don't do it.
I will say this. He was like, at this point, I don't even care. Take me to Spaghetti Factory and buy me dinner and we'll call it even. So,
hey, they can't be mad because at one point you guys were all talking to each other. So everybody was in the wrong.
Well, they really can't be mad because what ended up happening was we all ended up in a throuple relationship. So
exactly,
it all happened. Sometimes things happen the way they were destined to happen. But
yeah,
it was not a fun experience at the time. I can tell you that.
No, wow.
Here, okay, I've got a question for you. It'll require you to be creative too. So Taylor Swift released a video that had all these like gay icons in it and stuff like that. If you had to produce a music video that was like on a gay topic and you had to pick several like gay people to be in this video, what would they be doing in the video to like make it fun?
Okay.
Because I think Taylor Swift, they had like a pool party or something. So what would you choose to produce?
It would be at a drag show or play, like a place like Play. Ruby Rose, Kalani, Doja Cat. I'm going to say Gilda because she already works there. Dang. Can't pick between Rihanna. Rihanna's going to be there, yeah, for sure. And then for my last one, Ariana Grande.
And Kurtis and Leah, right? That's
yeah,
the other ones.
Yeah. And Gilda. And
Gilda. We can bring her too, yeah. We'll attach her to us. I think those are good picks. I want this video to happen, so let's make it happen in the future. On that note, well, we've had such a good time with you, Tay, and we appreciate you coming on the show and giving us your experience. You're kind of the first that's talked a lot about songwriting and that kind of musical life. So Thank you for being on our show, and we look forward to seeing where you go.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Well, folks, that's all the time we have for today. Don't forget to come on back now. I know we all love a little vibration, so if you are not already, go ahead and subscribe to this podcast. And we will surprise you on occasion with a new release vibration in your pocket. But in the meantime, if you find yourself alone or crossing new horizons along the Rainbow Trail, and you need a friend or even a laugh to get you through those dark and stormy nights, holler on out to us at www.weatheringrainbows.com, where you can find shelter in the blogs, videos, and other episodes that will hopefully keep you out of a whole heap of trouble. So until next time, y'all, giddy up, be true to yourself, and make the best of life. And wherever the wild tracks may lead you, may the rainbow always touch your shoulder.